Welcome everybody, my name is Ted Stewart. Today's webinar will be on the Functional Safety Practitioner Certificate Program. This is the brand new program, and through this webinar you will learn why we created such a program to compete with some of our marketplace. If you don't know me already, my name is Ted Stewart. I am the Program Development and Compliance Manager. I wear a lot of different hats. I manage the exida OEM product certification group. I assist with the end user business. I also help manage the CFSE program, and finally I am also a deputy quality manager, mainly for that task. When ANSI comes around for our accreditation, they come to me for the audits, so it's always a fun 4 or 5 days. Let's continue here. So a little bit about exida. We are a worldwide company. You can see here we're all over the world. We have a newest regional office in exida, Japan. We're very excited about that. A little bit about exida's suite of services and products. We offer consulting. We offer engineering tools such as Excellencia, alarm rationalization. We, as most people know, we do product certification and functional safety, and also in cybersecurity. We do a lot of training. We have probably the most public reference materials out in the market worldwide for functional safety. And today we're going to be speaking more on this category, the professional certification section, basically the CFSE program, and now the new FSP Certificate program. So before I start getting into this, basically we're really big into personnel competence, and you know, when a product is being developed and it needs to be certified to meet, you know, a certain SIL rating, so who exactly is performing the work? How do you know this product is getting created correctly? You know, are they competent? How do you know? And another fun question, and because the market is growing, you know, what do those letters after their name actually mean? You know, what is a CFSE? What is a CFSP? You know, you have FSEng, FS Expert, ISA 84 Expert, FSE, and now exida came out with the FSP. Yes, I agree. It is a little confusing, and hopefully today's webinar I'll also be able to help you out with that as well. But first here, let's see what the standard says on personnel competence. The IEC 61508 standard says all persons involved in any overall EEPE system or software lifecycle activity, including activities for verification, management of functional safety, and functional safety assessment, shall have the appropriate competence, for example, training, technical knowledge, experience, and qualifications. And this is it. This is the most important part, relevant to the specific duties that they have to perform. Okay, so a lot of people have tons of experience in all the different types of businesses out there, but this is strictly saying personal competence for our sense in functional safety. Another great question, I'll put this slide up here because we always have a lot of questions on here. It gets confused a lot, but what is a certificate? What is a certification? What are the differences between the two? Well, I kind of put some things side by side here, so we'll kind of read through them. The first thing, I'll jump back and forth. But so the results of a certificate or a certification, the results are from educational process for a certificate. What does that mean? That means basically like a training. The certification, now these results are from an assessment process that recognizes an individual's knowledge, skills, and competency in a particular specialty. Okay, and that does not mean that is not from any kind of training. That's just that person's knowledge. A certificate program is more for the newcomers, but it's also for the experienced professionals. Now, certification, it excludes the newcomers, and it's really for those technically professional, experienced type people. Certificate program also indicates completion of a course or series of courses with a specific focus. Okay. And a certification now, it's more indicates that mastery, competency, which is measured against a defensible set of standards. Going back to the certificate, the course content is determined by that specific provider or institution. It's not standardized, whereas a certification, it is standardized. The standards are set through a defensible international or industry-wide process that results in an outline of required knowledge and skills. A certificate program. These credentials, you can put them at the end of your name, like FSEng, FS Expert, FSP, but they're usually more so used on a resume detailing their education, showing the different things that they accomplished. A certification, you absolutely would put these credentials after one's name, showing that mastery in that skill set, or in functional safety in this sense. A certificate program, once again, this actually demonstrates the knowledge of course content at the end of a set period of time, and that's key because usually certificate programs are always you take a training, and on that training you take an exam to make sure that you understood that training. Certification, now this has ongoing requirements in order to maintain. The holder must demonstrate that they continue to meet these requirements. Okay, so now you kind of understand the difference between a certificate and a certification. Let's move on to look at the different type of personnel competency programs. I listed the main ones up here. You have the CFSE program, you have the ISA program, the TV Rhineland program, the TV SUD program, and the exida FSP program. Okay, the first thing you'll see here is we're going to go through and touch a few of these. Expert level certification. You'll see here the CFSE program has the CFSE. ISA has the ISA 84 Expert. Rhineland has the Functional Safety Expert. And then SUD has Functional Safety Expert as well, with different letters after the after the name. The exida FSP does not have an expert level, and I'll tell you why. We'll move down to the practitioner level certification. CFSE has a Certified Functional Safety Professional. ISA has SIS Fundamental Specialists. Rhineland has a Functional Safety Engineer. SUD has a Functional Safety Professional, and exida has the FSP, which is the Functional Safety Practitioner. You'll see here that all the programs except for the exida FSP have been around for a while. Now we're going to get into the training and the exam type, and this is when it gets interesting. You'll see here that the training, well, let's jump down to exam is identical for all regions. Why is that important? The reason that is important is because you want consistency. You want to standardize these tests and set a bar. Okay, if you do not have an exam that's identical around the regions, who's to say one exam is harder than the other? So if you have two people that are a certain, they took a certain class or a certain test, but the exams are different, is that fair? I don't know. I guess you'd be the judge for that. But you'll see here, FSE, CFSE, yes, the exams are identical. ISA, yes, the exams are identical. TV Rhineland, that's surprising to me, but no, they've changed and they do not offer the same exam. It's different in every region. TV SUD, we couldn't get a definitive answer, and exida FSP, absolutely, the exams will be the same across the board. Now, this is not to say that the exams will never change. When an exam changes, it's just a global change. Okay. Now the exam questions. These are created from a CFSE governance board. ISA develops their own questions. TV Rhineland, once again, they develop questions. Each region, each local partner that is approved, they have their own questions, which is interesting. So basically what we're saying here is the exams aren't the same. They have local business partners making their own questions and making their own training material. Okay, so there's a lot of discrepancies there. You'll see TV SUD, once again, we weren't sure, but we're pretty sure they operate just like Rhineland, the fact that they do have local business partners. And exida FSP, all the questions are created by exida. And I do want to add on to that, the training providers of the exam questions, you must be certified, you must have a certification in order to give the FSP training course, and I just want to let that so that you do have an expert teaching you, okay? Whereas a lot of these other groups, if you just sit through a certificate or sit through a training, you are now able to teach the course, okay? So that program is strict on our trainers for that sense. If you move down some, here, let's just move down to this part here. You'll see here all these programs. 4 of them are certificates. 1 is certification. The CFSE program is the only certification body out there. The rest are certificate programs. Now, I don't want to make that sound like it's a negative thing, because it's not in any sense. Because many people go out there looking for competency at different levels all the time. And you want to get the level of competency that you need for your job. So if you're doing something, you're just working on, maybe it's a one-time thing, or you're just new into the field, or your boss is saying, hey, you need to get some type of certification or some type of certificate, then yeah, go ahead and take one of these courses. And you see one of the most favored ones is the TUV Rhineland course. You'll see many people with TUV Enges, or excuse me, FS Enges or FS Experts, and those are certificate programs where basically you go, you take the course, you learn, and you pass, and they're excellent courses in most areas, right? Because the exam is different in every place that you go. So you have a grading instructor, you cannot have a grading instructor. The exida FSP, that is the one that we created so that now people that aren't necessarily ready to take on a certification can now do an entry-level certificate program, much like the other four. So now we filled the void so that now you can take this exam, and I'll explain more later, and that's why you also don't see an expert-level certification for exida FSP, because we feel here at exida with our standards that a certificate program does not make you an expert at all. And now you'll learn some, you'll get the competence, you may be an expert on that training, okay? However, if this is not something you do every day, it's going to be hard. Okay, so now what is the FSP program? I'm going to go into a little more detail on it. So the Functional Safety Practitioner Program, it's a certificate program, like I said, that addresses a growing need to provide confirmation that an attendee showed competency by retaining the knowledge presented in the course. The FSP program, now it will also provide an analysis of where the candidate's strengths and weaknesses lie. I like that line because basically when I go and do a training, and maybe I signed up to be a CFSP or a CFSE at the end, I want to know where a gap analysis is. Where are my strengths? Where are my weaknesses? What do I need to learn? Am I ready to take such an exam like a certification? Because now this program will actually help judge that, or help that participant judge where their competency level is if they're interested, obviously, in obtaining a certification like CFSP or CFSE. I know some of our colleagues, they run into where a lot of candidates, they only need a certificate. Their company says, hey, look, I need you to get competency and functional safety. Which route can you go? Do you know anything? And they say, look, let me take a certificate program. And now they'll have something to where they can go, they'll be able to learn the material, take an exam, and now they'll get that certificate. So how do you earn an FSP certificate? Well, pretty simple. You successfully meet those prerequisites, right? And I said in the last slide here, you must attend, oh, I didn't miss that, you must attend a training. If you see there the fifth line down, training and prep course on the left-hand side, you look across, all of these certificate programs require training. The only one that does not require training is the certification, right? Because it's actually if you follow the 17-24 standard, you're not allowed to require a training if someone wants to get a certification, and that's one of the stipulations. So yes, so you have to attend an exida Academy training course. At the end of that course, there will be an exam. That exam will be 20 questions. It will be 1 hour long, and that exam will be graded right then and there. The pass rate on such an exam is at 80%, and it's based off of the material in the course. So what are some of the advantages of becoming an FSP? Well, as you heard before, you get that proof of competence. It increases your functional safety skills. You're more valuable as an employee because now you understand functional safety. It differentiates yourself from the competitors, and it's a fun fact that now, if you are interested in becoming an E or a P, that it now will show you your strengths, your weaknesses, and also, which a lot of people like as far as an accolade, you are now allowed to insert exida FSP after your signature stating that you were one that was successful in going through this course, achieved that certificate. So here's a good slide that we made here showing the different levels on how and where like an FSP or the certificate programs lie. Okay, you'll see the Functional Safety Practitioner, it's a certificate program and it addresses the need to provide confirmation that attendees show competency in retaining knowledge presented in the course. Okay, and now you'll see there, I like to call it more like that entry level into the functional safety world, because then the next step, if you say, hey, look, you know, I understand this, Ted. I think I've been in the industry for a long time. I do feel as though I can take the CFSP or even the E, and that's absolutely fine. It's going to be a little bit harder. You know, your FSP is only 20 questions. The CFSP is a 60 question. Exam is 2 parts. It's 4 hours long. And then you move up to the gold standard. We really believe that once you achieve a CFSE, you are one of our true experts in the field, and you should be proud of that, because the CFSE program, it follows 17024. It is the gold standard. You need 10 years of experience, and yeah, once you pass that, you are looked at as a mastery in functional safety. So what are some of the requirements? I've kind of answered most of them, but let me just touch them here. For you to take the FSP, it really all it requires is you can use some school credit. So if you go to school, you get your degree, you are now eligible to take this FSP certificate program. The exam, like I said, is 1 hour long, it's 20 questions, and there's no real other criteria that you'll need. As long as you sign up for the training course and you have at least 2 years of, let's just say, field experience, or you have a degree at a university, you're good to go. Actually, that's the same thing with the professional, the CFSP, except that the exam, you don't need the training, and the exam is 4 hours, and you have multiple choice and short answer. And then finally, for the expert, it's a 10-year experience mark. 3 years, you can get credit for it with a degree. And it's a 6-hour exam. You have your case study and short answer in the morning and multiple choice in the afternoon. So the FSP, now currently we have the FSP, it's already been kicked off, the first training with an FSP at the end. It was actually today. That was for a process, for the process industry. It's FS 101 and 102, or FSC 101 and 102. Sorry if I get that wrong. But you also see here we have many other areas of focuses where you can take a training and then pass an exam at the end and receive a certificate. So I do have a question here real quick. The question is, if I were to pass the FSP, will my name show up on any kind of website? And yes, the answer is yes. We have our marketing department working on this. We're going to create an FSP certificate holder area, so when people want to verify competency, they can actually go to the exida website and they can look up the person's name. And what's going to be neat is, because we have different categories, they can look and see which certificate they hold. Okay, because they can take any and all of these courses. And what's even better is, I know I see somebody here that actually typed the question. Thank you for this, is right on point. But yeah, we are going to start offering all of these courses online. It's going to take us time because we have to we have all the courses done. We just have to present them in a way so that we can put them online. But yeah, you'll be able to now take these courses online. When you pass that exam, the exam will be online as well, and you can get your certificate just like that. We know that was a lot of people's hassle for traveling. You don't have to worry about cancellations anymore, and that is the next movement for this program. You also see here one of the more exciting ones that I feel in the certificate categories is automotive. We are going to bring that over. Mainly, the Germany region has a huge need for this, and currently a lot of people have been trying to figure out who to go to for a certificate type program, because they don't need the level of experience like the P or the CFSE, and that automotive program will be a lot of fun to start up out in Germany as well. I know I talk a lot about the people looking at the information because I truly believe the people that are making exam questions, the people that are reviewing the course materials, that are establishing the criteria, the policy, resolving complaints, they are the meat behind a program. And we are very proud of the Exit Advisory Board. Now, the people that we keep involved are the people you see here in front of you. We have a lot of key players, and the reason why is because we need help. The industry is changing rapidly. It's growing so fast, and so we try and pull in different people from all different companies, organizations. We have functional safety people. We have cybersecurity people. As you know, cybersecurity has grown extremely fast, so we want to make sure we have a huge mix of folks so that when things change, we hear about it firsthand, and we can update course material. We can update exam questions when new standards come out. And so I do want to say thank you to our Exida Advisory Board. So now here's some fun. I was unable to get my polls working, so we're going to kind of just do this to yourself, so to speak. I got a few questions for that would be like samples that you would see on an FSP. First one here, a pressure transmitter has a systematic capability rating of SIL 3. Therefore what? Okay, well, let's see here. Does that mean this transmitter can only be used and can be used in any SIL level? Does the transmitter, are they excluded from systematic capability evaluation? Field instruments are excluded from the safety capability evaluation? I don't know about that one. And this device may be used in SIL 1, SIL 2, or SIL 3 SIF design? And then finally, this transmitter may be used in any SIF related below SIL 3. Let you guys think about that for a second. So did you get it right? D was the correct answer. This device may be used in a SIL 1, SIL 2, or SIL 3 SIF design. Let's try another one here. In order to reduce dangerous stiction failures in a spool-type solenoid valve, automatic stroke testing is designed at a test rate of what? If you haven't taken any kind of functional safety courses, a fun example of what stiction is let's say you drank your coffee in the morning and you forgot you had to catch a plane because it was for your vacation. Well, you're gone for a week, you come back and you see that same cup of Joe sitting there, and now what? It sticks to the table. Why? It's not the same thing, but that's at least a visual. That's called stiction. So when you don't use something all the time, the components inside, maybe in a valve or something, they will actually stick. So when it wants to perform that safe function, it won't perform because it's stuck. So according to statistics in the research that have been done, how often do you need to do the test rate? Every 2 months? Every month? A week? Every 6 months? A year? That's right. Every week you would have to do some type of automatic stroke testing to reduce dangerous stiction failures. And like I said, these are all things that you would learn in the course. Here's another fun one. You have two valves, okay? They're piped in series. Okay, so two valves in series. And both close when de-energized in a closed-to-trip final element assembly. Now, what do you think this architecture is considered? Is it a 2 out of 2? Is it 2 out of 1 out of 2? Is it a 1 out of 2, a 2 out of 3, or is it 2 1 out of 1s? Think about that. You have two valves that are piped in a series, and they both close when de-energized. That's right. It is a 1 out of 2. Okay, these next couple of slides, because we did have questions previously about, well, I understand the FSP, so tell me a little bit about the FSE as well. So I put these 2 or 3 slides together just to show. But the main thing that I want to show on this slide is that it is a program, the CFSE program is operated per a standard, and that is the difference between a certificate and a certification, is that the certifications must follow strict, stringent rules, regulations, and these companies become audited. What are the available programs? Here, as many people know, they know about the process safety application exam. There's machinery. The newest ones are automotive. So if many of you, if you guys know anybody in the automotive world, we do now offer an automotive exam for CFSE and CFSP. And the other fun one that's not in functional safety but is the most fastest growing area, cybersecurity. And so we've had many companies come to us asking us, can we create a criteria for people to be recognized as experts in cybersecurity? And so we did. We created the FSE or the the CACE or the CACS, which is a Certified Automation Cybersecurity Expert or Cybersecurity Specialist. As we've shown this slide before, for a certification company, for a certificate program, you don't really need it unless you want it. You have study guide materials, references, books, online trainings, and we do tell people for the CFSE, we do recommend 3 months of studying at least. It is not an exam you want to just take just to try, unless you want to. We have people that will just take the CFSE just to see, okay, where do I fall? How was that? Did I feel good? How much do I need to study? And then they'll take it again, they'll pass. But we do recommend some extra time. For a certificate program, I would just show up to the training, learn, make sure you ask a lot of questions. We love when people ask questions. The more you ask, the better the class becomes. And then for a P, if you're fresh out of college, but you know safety, you've read the standard, you understand functional safety, you should be able to pass the CFSP. So now we're at this part. I wanted to keep this quick and brief. If anyone has any kind of questions, I see a couple are flowing in here. So I'll just give it another second, and then I'll start answering some questions. All right, let me read the first one here. Can I take the automotive exam? Well, yeah, of course you can. What I would recommend you do is I would go to the exida website or just email us. Let us know what exam you want to take. If it's automotive, great. That'd be a lot of fun. You just let us know. We will let you know where the training course is. Basically, you just sign up for the course. If we can make it available online, we will for you, but I believe the automotive one, you do have to still attend. And at the end, you take the exam, and that's it. Next question. Can I do a retake if I fail the certificate exam? Now, that's a great question. The answer is yes, you can. We were hesitant on allowing retakes, but we do feel that once you sit through the course material, we understand that it can be overwhelming. There is a lot to learn in that course, so we do allow retakes. Now, what's going to be very nice about the retakes is that you can take them online, okay? So what that means is now you'll sit through the course, and at the end of the course, you'll take the exam. Okay, you may not pass. If you don't pass, that's okay. You now have the course material. Go ahead and study that course material. And when you're ready to take the retake, you let us know. We send you a custom link. I believe it's a $50 fee. So then that's all the administrative work that goes behind the scenes. And then you can take the exam again, pass, you'll get your certificate. They'll probably even send it electronically to you, and you're good to go. And then you can go ahead and use that. Great question. All right, next one. How long does it take to complete the FSP course? Okay, good question. The course, it depends on which one you take. So as you can see, maybe you can see, let me go to right here. As you can see, there's many different courses you can take. The main one that the majority of the folk will take is the process exam. That's the one actually that's going on as we speak. I'm not sure where in the world it's going on or what country it's going on in. However, that one is a 4-day course. It's Monday through Thursday, and at the end of Thursday, you will take a 1-hour exam. So I believe it's the FSE 101, FSE 102 training course. And at the end of that course, you will take the exam. Next question. How much does this cost? Well, actually, we feel as though we shouldn't put a price on it. So as long as you take the course, the training course, that many of you have probably already taken, we're just going to allow you to sit it for free. Sorry about my screen, got things popping up on me. But yeah, so it's no additional fee to you. If you sign up for this training course, you can even just ask and make sure that there's going to be an FSP at the end of it, but I'm 99.9% sure every single training course from here on out will include the FSP certificate. So now not only do you receive a participation certificate showing, so you can prove your hours of training, because a lot of people still need that, you'll also get an additional FSP certificate as well, as long as you pass the course. Thank you for that question. Next one here, I went through the CFSE online courses 7 or 8 years ago. Have they changed? Yes, yes they have. And when I say have they changed, I mean 7 or 8 years ago that would probably be to the 2000 standard of 61508. And yes, we are now, there is a new standard out there, and some things have changed. Also, all of our training course material has drastically changed at the end of last year. We updated all of our slides. We have all the new information, all the new failure rates. We made a huge improvement to our course. So yes, they have. Are the training fees listed for the FSP courses? Well, actually, if you want, depending on which one you want to take, I do not know that answer, but what I do know, if you contact Courtney Lindy at Exida, she deals with all the trainings. Just send her a quick email. She can send them to you. I'll also put a recommendation out there to see if we can't have them listed. Or you can go to Exida Academy and see when they are offered, and I know on there are the prices as well. And if you don't see one of these that you do want to take, just send her an email, and we'll make sure we get it to you. Thank you for that question. Next question I have here is, how often is the course content updated? Well, that actually all depends on the advisory board. And it also depends on our end users, because what we like to do is we'll get questions frequently, most likely weekly, on people that come to us saying, hey, look, I saw this. Hey, look, I saw this. Hey, what about this? And there'll be a lot of great discussions that happen, and in those discussions become new material. And so what we'll like to do is we gather all this material, and okay, maybe I can say once a year we'll reevaluate our course material and make sure it's up to date. And we usually make changes based off of what we've learned through that year, because as most of you can agree, functional safety is something that has been just growing, and we learn more and more basically every month, every day, every project that we work on. So as the course material updates, another great question was, do we need to get recertified? Well, I think that's up to you. What we do feel is when you do get this certificate, you do not have to get recertified. If you feel as though you would like to learn more, then by all means retake the training course. I know myself, I've been at Exida for 2.5 years, not a long time. However, I have taken the FSE 101, FSE 102 course. I take it every 8 months, I'd say. One, because I need to learn it, and two, because every time you go to these courses, you always pick up on something else. And the material is great, but what's even better is when you go to one of these training courses, the questions that are asked are so valuable. You pick up on so many different things than if you were to just try and probably read the slides yourself. It's discussions that go on, and so that's what I like to do is I try and make time, and it's hard because everyone's busy, but I try and make time to sit in on these courses every 8 months so that I can learn the new, latest and greatest information. I'm looking here. I got another question here, another good question. The question is, I currently am an FS expert, sorry about that. Where do I stand amongst the other programs? Okay, let me see here. Let me see if I can quickly go through. Okay, right here. Okay, so you're saying that you are an FS Eng. All right. What that means, I wonder if I have a pointer here. All right, hold on 1 second here. If you are an FS Eng, let me get a highlighter, see if this works. You are expert, sorry. You are right here. Okay. What that is you'll see here as we spoke. That's actually one of the more popular programs. A lot of people attend it. You'll see, depending on where you take the exam, you can have a great instructor, or you can have a different instructor, we'll say, which is fine. It's a certificate program, so What that basically means is an FS expert, for them they require a lot of experience. However, the end result is you take a training, and off that training you take an exam, and from from the questions are coming from that training, and so that's how you become that FS expert. They do ask, I mean, depending on where you take it, because the exam is going to be different no matter where you are. However, depending on that course, how well it was taught, you answer those questions, you get it. We like to say that program, let me go back to my tool here. We like to say that program falls, right there at the FSP mark. The only difference is that the FSP is a program to where no matter where in the world you take it, no matter what country you take it in, the exams will be the same. It'll be off the same course material, and there's just a lot more consistency. Thank you for that question. That's a great question. Okay, I believe that is all the questions. I do want to thank everybody so much for those questions. I hope you found this webinar useful. I do want to let you know, hold on, let me get to the slide here. If you have any additional questions, I would love to answer them. You see my email here at the bottom. It's tstewart@exida.com. Please feel free to email me. If you need to know about where the website is, I put it right there in front of you, exida.cfse.com. And then also, if you have any CFSE related questions, you can email the admins right here. Or if you like, just put me on the email as well, and I'll make sure I get that question answered and expedite that as well. Once again, guys, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. I'll speak with you soon. Bye-bye for now.